All right, now there appears to be a massive controversy revolving around Jairam Ramesh's China links. We are given to understand that his China connection is now coming under increasing scrutiny. This is what Mahesh Jethmalani has said. Now, Mahesh Jethmalani from the BJP saying that Jairam Ramesh must disclose his links to Huawei. So essentially what we are seeing, of course, is that Mahesh Jethmalani has said that since 2005, Jairam Ramesh has been lobbying for the Chinese telecom company Huawei's activities in India. Huawei has been banned in several countries as a security threat. Jairam is now questioning the government of India's China policy, and it does behove him to disclose his links with Huawei. So this appears to be more of a question that's been asked by Mahesh Jethmalani, asking Jairam Ramesh to come out in the open about his links to Huawei. Now, the BJP essentially questioning Jairam Ramesh whether he has any links with Huawei or not. To remember that Huawei, of course, is banned in several countries and action has been taken in several countries against the Chinese giant Huawei. It is believed that it is a security threat, and that is why it has been banned. Now, the BJP over there essentially turning the focus back on Jairam Ramesh. And in a book, we understand that has been written by Mahesh Jethmalani, he says that since 2005, Jairam Ramesh has been lobbying for the Chinese telecom company Huawei's activities in India. Huawei has been banned in several countries as a security threat, and Jairam Ramesh is being questioning the government of India's China stance, and he must disclose his links to Huawei. So those are questions that are being raised by the BJP over this. I think we've got Rhythm with us. All right, we don't have her yet, but obviously these are questions that are being raised by the BJP. This is a book that has been written by Mahesh Jethmalani, where he has questioned Jairam Ramesh, a senior leader of the Congress party, over what he alleges are links with Huawei. Just to tell our viewers a bit about Huawei, of course, Huawei is a Chinese giant. It has been banned in several countries, and security agencies of various countries have essentially said that they are very suspect of Huawei's linkages, also very suspect of its operations in various countries. So Huawei, of course, has had action taken against it in various companies. Now, in that book, we understand that Mahesh Jethmalani also questions Jairam Ramesh's links to Huawei, saying that it is time that he come out in the open as to why he is been lobbying for the company Huawei. Now, these are questions that Mahesh Jethmalani from the BJP has asked of Jairam Ramesh. All right, so what we are getting right now, of course, is Mahesh Jethmalani essentially questioning as to whether Jairam Ramesh, who, by the way, was a minister in the government that was headed by Dr. Manmohan Singh, has any links whatsoever with Huawei. Now, this, of course, is an allegation that is coming out. He's also saying that you need to come out clean on your links with Huawei. Now, these are comments that have been posted on Twitter by Mahesh Jethmalani. I'm going to go across to Rhythm, I think, if she's with us. Rhythm, can you take us through what Mahesh Jethmalani has said? All right, I don't think we've got Rhythm, but let me go across to Niranjan. He has more details on this. Yes, Niranjan, tell us more.
Well, you know, Mahesh Jethmalani has made some very interesting observations on Jairam Ramesh. Now, this is in a series of his series of comments that he's been making, an observation mostly about the role of Jairam Ramesh and his proximity perhaps to the Chinese, or that's what he's alleging. Now, in another tweet, he speaks now about Jairam Ramesh, and yesterday he had tweeted a link from 2010 speaking about how Jairam Ramesh had won support in China and how Jairam Ramesh's stand on Chinese investments was extremely suspect. He claimed that from a 2010 article, the Chinese media often backed Jairam Ramesh. And then he spoke about how Jairam Ramesh, wanted to remove legal restrictions to allow Chinese companies into India. Specifically, he made a comment about how Jairam Ramesh wanted Huawei. By the way, Huawei is the same company that is being blocked by many countries across the world for the security that it poses to countries' national securities. And how Jairam Ramesh essentially fought even the UPA and the Congress Party to allow companies like Huawei from entering into India. Basically, he tried to drive home the point, and Mahesh Jethmalani tried to drive home the point that Jairam Ramesh was extremely pro-China. And then in this particular article and tweet, he says since 2005, Jairam Ramesh has been lobbying for Chinese telecom company Huawei's activities in India. And he says, see below excerpts from his book, put out an excerpt of his book. He talks about how Huawei has been banned in several countries as a security threat. Something that I just mentioned, countries like America too have a very adverse view on Huawei. Jairam Ramesh now questions government of India's China stand. It behoves him to disclose his Huawei links. So perhaps he's trying to get at something. And in this particular article that he's tagged, a screenshot of which he shared, he says, just one thing, wary of China in January 2003, just one thing said diplomacy aside and poo-pooed Chinese statistics. The Chinese feel that India is being unnecessarily obstructive in the matter of granting business visas and in approving Chinese FDI and contracts won in public tenders. The Chinese networking major Huawei Technologies has a sizable presence in Bangalore and wants to expand, much to the discomfiture of Indian security agencies. So it's an observation that he's made about how Jairam Ramesh spoke of Huawei, increasingly and more and more. This is perhaps, there's nothing to directly link Jairam Ramesh to China. They're going purely by stand taken on China, with the praise that he's received from China. They stand vis-a-vis Huawei and try to perhaps drive home the point. Mahesh Jethmalani, a very senior advocate and also a Rajya Sabha MP, questioning Jairam Ramesh once again for his proximity to China.
So essentially, what we are seeing right now, Niranjan, is the fact that Jairam Ramesh, according to Mahesh Jethmalani, and that's what Mahesh Jethmalani has said, you can see it on your screens, it's a tweet that's come in from him, has said that he has been lobbying for Chinese telecom company Huawei's activities in India. So that is what essentially Mahesh Jethmalani has said.
Well, absolutely. And I think the larger point in the context of what's happening in the last couple of days after the comment was made by Digvijay Singh, whether it's Pakistan or China, stands that have been taken by the Congress Party, the Vadra Congress, as far as Pakistan is concerned, taking a very pro-Pakistan line on the Pulwama attack, on the Balakot strike, echoing. And there are a series of comments that have been made, echoing these things, echoing the stand taken by Pakistan, echoing the stand taken by China, for example, on Ladakh. So they've been questioned, and I think he's directly drawing the link to Jairam Ramesh. And even a couple of years ago, the year 2020, if I'm not wrong, when at the height of the Ladakh tension, when the pictures for the first time emerged of Rahul Gandhi signing the MOU with China, his stand questioning the army was questioned. Of course, he took a very pro-China line that time. That is, despite the tension and the face-off in the LAC, the line of active control, how the Congress Party was whining and dining perhaps with the Chinese ambassador, Chinese leaders. A report also came in of Rahul Gandhi meeting the Chinese in 2019, 2020, when he was, somewhere in Nepal. So all of these, reports of proximity to China, taking a pro-Pakistan line, and then there are reports like this. There is the MOU. There are reports like this directly linking Jairam Ramesh to Chinese interests, Chinese telecom firms, etc. So I think that's what they were trying to refer to, and it's really suspect that why would a party like the Vadra Congress be batting for the Chinese companies in a way that they are right now? I think we lost. big development. Big development because the BJP seems to be getting at something. We'll put out details of what Jethmalani had said a few days back and what Jethmalani has said now, and we will show you the articles and the graphics of what they have said in the last couple of days, because it seems like the BJP and Mahesh Jethmalani are trying to get at something. They're trying to get at something on the tilt towards China. On the tilt towards China, it's a deliberate tilt, is what they're saying. Deliberate tilt, one that runs decades. In between the years 2000 and 2010 is when many people felt the Vadra Congress had become extremely close to the Chinese, and there are pictures that suggest the same. There is an MOU to suggest the same, and the Congress now being questioned on the stand taken on Pakistan, stand taken on China. That open tilt towards China, open tilt towards Pakistan, while echoing Pakistan's line on issues like national security. And despite the companies like Huawei, which India has always been wary of, countries like America are very, very wary of companies like Huawei. And if Jairam Ramesh batted for these companies, I think that raises a bigger question. Was it a result of the Chinese perhaps wooing the Vadra Congress with an MOU? A party to party, the Communist Party of China, they had an MOU with the Vadra Congress, of course, signed by 54-year-old Rahul Gandhi. Back then, perhaps he was in his late 30s or early 40s, not so sure, can't calculate right now. But certainly these MOUs were signed, and these are facts you can't just gloss over. And they're being confronted by the BJP. On national security. They perhaps, what they didn't realize is that the moment you take a stand like that, you open up a can of worms, and that's what they've done. Whether it's Pakistan, whether it's China, when it comes to national security, the stands taken by the Vadra Congress back to haunt them. And this time, what Digvijay Singh has done, completely exposing something larger, perhaps, that the BJP is trying to point at, claiming that they've been sort of lobbying for the Chinese. Since the early 2000s,
All right, so Niranjan getting us the latest on that. In fact, just to read out the tweet that has been put out by Mahesh Jethmalani, who says, and I quote once again, since 2005, Jairam Ramesh has been lobbying for Chinese telecom company Huawei's activities in India. And Huawei has been banned in several countries as a security threat. Jairam now questions government's China stand. It behoves him to disclose his Huawei links. In fact, Mahesh Jethmalani has also put out that excerpt that he's quoted from Jairam Ramesh, the book. And just to read out that excerpt that has been put out by Ramesh Jethmalani, where in this book it's been mentioned, and I quote from the book of Jairam Ramesh, where he says that the Chinese feel that India is being unnecessarily obstructive in the matter of granting business visas and in approving Chinese FDI and contracts won in public tenders. The Chinese networking major Huawei Technologies has a sizable presence in Bangalore and wants to expand, much to the discomfort of the Indian security agencies. So there with that excerpt that Ramesh Jethmalani has put out in the Twitter post, in which he mentions that how Congress leader has been lobbying for Huawei, saying that, in fact, questioning Jairam Ramesh's China tilt.